The accession of Pharaoh Djoser to the throne of Egypt has ushered in a new era of wisdom, learning, and artistic achievement. A royal cemetery is to be established at Saqqara to serve as the eternal resting place for nobles such as Djoser and Cabo Saqqara, Pharaoh's trusted courtiers. But this site shall also contain a monument the like of which the world has never seen before. I, the Pharaoh's royal vizier Imhotep, have conceived a new form of sacred tomb for Pharaoh. Unlike the low mud brick mastabas of prior pharaohs, this tomb shall rise toward the heavens as if it were comprised of several mastabas placed one on top of the other. And what's more, this stepped pyramid shall be constructed entirely of stone, that it may endure the passage of the eons. Deep within, a sarcophagus of solid granite shall hold Pharaoh's body for his eternal rest. Priests at the necropolis of Abjadu have perfected the art of using linen to embalm the dead, thus opening the door to everlasting life to all Egyptians. Our trading post at the Salima Oasis still thrives, and from there you may import ebony from Africa. Pharaoh has given you a generous supply of cash to get started on this project. Do not let him down.
We won't be letting Pharaoh down, don't worry Imhotep. Hey guys, welcome back to the Land of the Pharaohs. I am Sajuuk and we are going on to build the first pyramid at Saqqara. And quite a historical briefing at the start here, but it's pretty clear you just have to build a monument. Some modest schools though, 3,500 population, 15 prosperity, that is really easy. And kingdom rating of 50, so we're going to have to keep Pharaoh happy. And that monument is actually quite big, 19 monument rating. Of course, continuing on hard mode, let us go to the city. Innovations. So this is actually the last tutorial box in the game. So a couple of things that we just need to know about future missions. Meadow farming. Some land is fertile enough for farming, even though it's not situated on the floodplain. You can identify such meadow areas by tall yellow plant growth. You can actually just see it right here. Sunflowers planted on meadows can produce more than one harvest per year, but the yield is usually somewhat less than that of a floodplain farm. Irrigation. Employ irrigation to increase the fertility of any farmland. That includes floodplain farming as well. Irrigation ditches on the floodplain can be connected directly to the Nile, but you'll need a water lift to elevate the water onto dry land. Water lifts can be built on the edge of the floodplain or on the coast, where you can raise water directly from the river up to dry land. Connect an irrigation ditch to the back of the water lift to bring irrigation water to inland farms, so there's coastline for that. 2 new types of construction guild will be needed to erect the stepped pyramid, the stonemason guild and the carpenters guild. Stonemasons from the guild wait to the construction site for blocks of stone hauled there by peasant labourers. These block haulers need ramps to reach the higher levels of the structure. When it's time for the step pyramid to rise to another level, a carpenter carries wood from the guild to the site and constructs a ramp for the block haulers. Preserving the dead. Every city needs a few embalmers to ensure sanitation and to provide its more sophisticated inhabitants with proper burial rites. The mortuary uses linen made by a weaver and confers embalming services on houses in the surrounding area. And that will be the last tutorial box. So pretty much anything after this I will teach you directly, if needed. So let's just slow time down here and pause. So we've got the River Nile here. There's some birds. We're going to hunt those. I believe there's some over here as well. Yep, so it's going to be hunting to substantiate our food stocks. And we've got pomegranates. And we're going to be able to set up a nice pomegranate industry here. Now, I can see there's rocks here, so we could put a lot of plain stone quarries here, but that's rather far from where I want to put the monument. So I want to put the monument here because it's nice and central. I don't want to put it away. I mean, you could put it away over here, but that's not really good. Now, if you look here, there's some hyenas that we're going to have to box in. Now, hyenas, unlike crocodiles and hippos, the hyenas like to wander all over the map, and they do a heck of a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we don't have a military, so we're going to have to just fence them in. And hyenas, for the record, are the only enemy predator spawns, that you can wipe off the map and not respawn. There's some birds up here too, that's quite nice. So we're going to have birds there, birds here, and some up here. So we're going to be hunting for quite a bit of our food. I see gold mining is a possible opportunity here. Let's have a look at raw materials. Yep, gold mines. But the problem, this area is very arid. The nearest palace has to go away over here. That's quite far. And I could put it there, but it's still some distance. So gold mining will make up a bit of our income, but not a huge amount. So we're going to have to probably import. We actually can't get clay, but we can't make our own clay. But it looks as if we can produce all the raw materials here. So we've got Kerma, which sells ebony. That's a lot. They buy a lot, actually. They buy lots of linen. Sleema Oasis sells ebony, so we can get ebony for 2 places. They sell us wood. We're going to need that wood. They buy quite a few things as well. Abu sells us straw and flax, so we can actually make bricks because of the fact that we can import both, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to import flax to make linen. We can also import gems to make luxury goods. Bidette sells clay and reeds. We can make pottery and papyrus from that and sell it off. Abjadu sells barley, so we can import that. They don't really buy very much. They buy a little bit of wood, but this isn't really going to be a trading route that we're going to be using too much of, because the only thing to get from there is barley. What does Mendifer sell? They just sell papyrus and buy things we can't make. Well, they can sell jewellery, but I can sell jewellery to other people. So we'll import flax and gems and sell off pot and clay as well. So these 2 trade routes here are going to be imported. We can import clay, reeds, flax and gems, and that can make a lot of commodities. Albu's a land trader, that's useful. Badette is a water trader. Now, normally you would put your trading up here, just because it's a nice big area. The trading comes from the south, so we are actually going to, excuse me, we're going to conduct all of our trade on this centre island, because then it's a nice central place they can come in, do their trade, and exit quickly. They don't have to wander all the way up the map trying to get to their docks. Just keeps things nice and simple. There are only a couple of places for docks anyway, there. Now this is all on farmland, so don't really build there. And since this is ours, we're not going to be able to use big blocks like we did before. I will be using straight line housing on this one, so we're going to be doing that particular design again like we did in Timna, but we need a lot of housing. Some may go for 4 straight line houses, I'm not too sure. Anyway, I'm going to go and plan out the city, and I'm going to come back in once we've built some housing. Alright, we've got our housing all set up, so we've got a straight line coming right down here with everything that's going to be supported by it. I'm not sure if that is the right length, but I think it will be. One thing I forgot to do is check the gods, which I should be doing. So Ra, Ptah, Bast. Ptah is our patron god here. So what I've set up is a bit of a loop down here, which is going to have all of our industry. And up here I've got sort of a plan for what I'm going to do. Now, one thing to note is that meadow farms and irrigation ditches and all that don't burn down. All I need to do is pass some houses. So what I've got is this is on a separate road that touches these houses. But these can't go up here, they just have walkers. They just have the people going past the houses. Now, I did check, I'm not too sure if that can reach all the way down here. So I have put a road down here just in case I want to, you know, I could always put down a few extra farms and all that, but I'm not too sure. So I have put this road out here just in case I need to get to these water lifts, but we'll see. So let's get people moving in. I have made sure to put the houses in the right way round, so it shouldn't be a problem. We'll put down a temple to our patron first. I've just realised we haven't put down any of our amenities down here, so let's just put these down. Don't want things burning down at all, and we should make infrastructure priority number 1. So these houses will move in second, they'll move in third, and the ones I've just put down I'll move in last. Now we are using up our money. I think we spent about just under 4,000, actually just over 4,000, sorry. So we haven't got anything going here, so let's just speed up time a little bit, not that much. So this is just on the edge of it. Now, I know these guys are going to wander out here and be stuck, but that's okay. We're going to have a granary here that is going to accept all of our food and all that kind of stuff. Now, let's just put connecting roads here. So you guys should be able to go around in a loop regardless of which way and past these houses. I'm hoping. If not, it'll be kind of a crying shame, to be honest. Now we've got our people moved in, the water carrier is moving past these. I will probably just drop down a line of gardens. Not that many, let's just do little dots of gardens just to keep them all at least evolving here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue letting this run. we'll get everything set. But I will put down some. That's this will be rectified by its desirability anyway. I'm going to go and set up some hunting lodges and start preparing basic food sources for their city. And then I'll come back in once we've got that done. And I've also set up some gold mines as well. Alright, we've got some more housing going down, so I have put down a little bit more housing here. I did accidentally put this down first, because I wasn't planning for it. We are getting some game meat stockpiled, which is what we want to see, because we might be asked to send that stuff now. We have got down a few extra Ds. I did put down some irrigation, but that's not going to really stockpile for now. Up here, I have put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gold mines. Now, these are quite liable to collapse, so unless the people get up there pretty quickly. I mean, let's just have a look at the damage on them. They're getting up there quite quickly, so hopefully the housing will move in. And they will... let's just speed this up, actually. Yeah, they're just about to move in now. Let's just hope they don't collapse. Come on, move in. There. Okay, have you got employees now? Have you spawned a person? Yes, you have. Okay, that's good. Now, the problem is that these houses are quite far. I'm sort of trying to make them in between us so that this can at least pass it. But at least we're going to get some income. We spent nearly all of our money, which is not too good. I never really wanted to do that, to be honest, and we've got people upset with us. So let's just put down a shrine to each of them, just to keep them happy. It's going to use up even more funds. We don't want that. Let's see. Let's just put down a temple to Ra. That should be fine. These gold mines will get working when they get people. Somehow. But there's a lot more people to come in, I think. Oh, there's not too many. Let us put down more housing and I think... There we go. So we're going to have to let this run and see if we can get more money. Because I can't really do anything until I have money. So let's stabilise our economy first. And I'll come back in once we've got our gold mining operation nice and flowing. Okay, the gold is flowing. Now, normally, I know I've said in previous missions where I would not set up gold mining, but given that we can't really produce any of our own commodities without importing, in this case we are just going to go for gold mining. It's not going to be the entirety of our income. I mean, we've made like 1500 demons already, but I will have this as sort of a supplement. I would like to do import-export because I think that's a good idea. Here we are stockpiling game meat, which is good because we need the food to flow. No unemployment problems. We have exactly the right number of people we need to work in the city. No unemployed people, no percent. That we've got an exact amount. That's actually pretty good. But for now, we're going to put down a bazaar here, and you're just going to buy nothing but game meat, and we're going to feed one block at this moment. Over here, I did forget that we didn't trap these hyenas as expected. So let's just get you part of the family here. There we go. Now if we can move this one down, I can cut this off and delete. Make it look less like a zoo, but it pretty much is, because unless I use a shit ton of police stations over here, it's never going to work. So it's fine. So we'll start buying game meat into this bazaar here. Plenty of stock, we've got 500, 400, 400, 500, so pretty much maxed out there, that's fine. Now we are going to have to establish trade routes soon, and I do have to import commodities. We have to import gems and flax, and we have to import clay and reeds. Now Badet will buy the things that Abu sells, and Abu buys the things Badet sells, so that's pretty much synergized. So if we import the clay and reeds from here, we can sell off the stuff to Abu here, so that's pretty good. But we'll set up that once we've got a bit more money. We don't have a lot, but I think we have more than enough to sort of start expanding at a slow rate. But I don't want to grow the city too quick and then go bust, because that's not very useful. These all seem... that's problems, not what I wanted. These all seem to be fine. They're all making their loop shrine, which is good. So let's just watch this dude. Yeah, he's making his way around. But I don't need this loop here. We can just take that out. That'll do. A nice simple loop, and I can always put like a yard here to stop things going up there, which is fine. And we're starting to feed our people, which is pretty good. The gardens will help with evolution, but right now we can't really do too much in the way of evolving our houses, because we don't have the money to keep everyone employed. So yeah, actually we can start. These farms are actually really productive. If you look here, it's got 92% fertile, 99% fertile. These are very productive farms. But I want to start providing pomegranates, I think. So let's just set this granary here to get pomegranates. I'm not going to mix the food types. I find that they get really confused. The only time I would do it, like have 2 food types in one granary, is if they were both locally produced and there was a massive supply of it. But when there's game meat so far away, then there's no point doing it here. I think I'll also increase my pomegranate production as well. So let's just put down, again, plenty. Oh no, we're actually getting some employment issues, so we're going to let this house evolve first. Alright, so we'll get the city stable, and I'll come back in once we've got our supplies of food and goods all sorted out. Well, there we go, we've got 1,000 people in our city, and I've drawn out this other road here just because I want to plan out as much as I can for all the areas I want my housing. So we can have 3 strip housing here, possibly another one going out that way. I'm not too sure, maybe another one going that way, I'm not too sure where I'm going to put all the houses. I may try to evolve this house right up to fancy residence level, since we can do it on this map. We can get all the pottery, beer and linen that we need to support this, and we can get 2 types of food. So I'm not against trying to evolve them as high as I can. It means I only need the 3 strips, which will be very useful. Anyway, we're going to start getting pomegranates into the system. I'm also going to feed them on pomegranates. They can just take whatever is available in this in these granaries here. They can just take either. Gold flow is pretty good. We've got 5,000 D-bins, so that's pretty good. And the majority of that was spent on construction, so yeah, pretty good. Not as much as you can get on some maps. Some maps you can get like 15,000 per year on gold, which is a bit excessive, but there are maps which require us to do gold mining, so in those cases I will do it. Meanwhile, we've got everything sorted out here. As you can see, I did cut that, I did show you that. What's our gods like? Okay, Ptah is resentful. Let's spend some money on giving him some shrines. So we can put down, let's see, what's he got? 1 shrine at the moment, so let's do 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3. We can add sort of a little shrine dump here. And here we go. This is the end of the 2nd year. To supplement his estate stocks, Matchless Fair wants you to send 700 portions of game to Mend the Fair within 4 months. So you don't have much time, so it's a good thing I did set up the game industry pretty quick. And we can dispatch that. Not too bad. So we've got plenty of food in the city, we just need to let it all flow. She's going to go buy both foods, which is good. Normally what I would do is I would always put the water supply down here. But I have found when I used this design in a mission later, I think it was Byblos, what would happen is if I had it here, the bazaar lady was spawning out here. So I have put it so that the water supplies at the top, and it always seems to make this spawn properly, which is good. This bazaar trader, I think, was it? Yeah. That's all she says until she runs out, then she says this.
My supplies sold like hotcakes. I'm going back to the bazaar for more.
Well, good for that. It means she's run out of items, which is fine. Alright, I need to scout out a place to put this medium-stepped pyramid, and I think it's going to look quite nice in the centre of the city, but we're not going to need a lot of farmland, so I'm going to put the pyramid. Let's put it there. Now, it needs plainstone. How much plainstone? 672 blocks of plainstone. Do you think gods from the sky are going to build this monument? Maybe. Build some work camps so I can get some peasant labour in quickly. Now, I'm just going to check something. Do I have... No. Now, Cleopatra adds this option called Pyramid Speed Up, where if you honour the gods, they may bless the monument. A minor or a major amount of work is pretty much cheating. I will never, ever use this. All the monuments I'm going to build in this game will not have this on, and they will be built legitimately without free materials, because I think that's just silly. If you are just wanting to play around and not take the game seriously, just enable that. It just makes things go easier. But if you want to play it seriously like I am, don't enable it. Anyway, our gold flow is going to keep us afloat. I'm going to let this run. I'm going to let the city stabilise. We're going to sort of control this unemployment a bit. I think I'm going to start on our imports and exports. Oh, what's this? Because you satisfied Pharaoh's request that 700 portions of game be sent to Mennefer, you have become more popular. Okay, our kingdom rating's risen. So here you can see I have set up my import export. So we are importing clay and reeds currently from Bidet here. Just notice we don't actually import that many reeds, so we may not get a huge supply for selling, but anything works really. And we've got all our docks up here. I've got to have these as close as I can to this dock so you can go in and out as quickly as you can. Over here I put down some more statues. We're going to feed this block as well. I'm not going to evolve them yet, there's no point. But these materials are pretty cheap, and all these guys have got a good supply of access to labour, which is good. They just eventually get past the house as soon as they can. What's our disease risk on this? Not too bad, that's good. No risk of disease. Good. So let's see, we've got some papyrus and pottery. We're not going to sell them yet because we need to open a trade route to Abu to do that. But we don't have the money to support that just yet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to evolve the housing. Nothing's happened on this, which is good because I haven't put that stuff down yet. We did have a bit of a labour problem. This needed all to be set up to get rid of all the unemployment issues. Not too good. Anyway, I am going to let this run. I'm going to come back in if anything important happens. Well, probably when we start selling our first pottery and papyrus. Well, here's a gift I wasn't expecting. Because you could use some help, the City of Saliba Oasis wishes to grant you a gift of 1100 pomegranates. You cannot refuse it. If you refuse to accept this gift, you basically lose the mission. Even though this is in Cleopatra, the developers never fixed this mission, so I have to accept it. If I don't accept the pomegranates, Saliba gets offended apparently. I don't know where they get the pomegranates from because they don't sell pomegranates or produce them. But they cut off their trade on wood and therefore you can't win because there's no other sources of wood on this map. Byblos is in the wrong place. It shouldn't be there. It should be there, but I don't know. And it's not trading with you either. Anyway, we're getting our city expanded. I put down a couple of work camps up here just to start getting this going because we might as well. These people seem to be liking to wander up here, which means they're not passing the houses, which doesn't help. Houses are evolving, that's good. Let's just have a look. 6% unemployment, that's not too bad. Got our industries all going. I think it's time to start selling stuff to Abu. So let's open up this land trade route. Okay, it's a land trade route that partly goes through the water, okay. Don't know how that works. We are going to sell pottery, all of it. And we're also going to sell all the papyrus. Now, one thing I haven't shown you yet is if you go into this Overseer of Monuments, this is the first mission that introduces burial provisions. And something that catches a lot of people out on this mission is that they think the monument is complete and it says 19, but it's not actually complete because if they go to the monument thing, they don't realise that this is here. So we've got to get 1,000 pottery, 500 linen, 1,000 wood. That's actually very expensive. 500 papyrus. We've also got to import some blocks of granite. Now, the interesting thing is that Abu sells exactly that quantity, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to have to stockpile all of these resources in order to win the mission at the end. But we're going to do the burial dispatch at the end because otherwise there's a bug that... well, it's not a bug. There is a thing in Cleopatra where tomb robbers can happen from low level housing, which is not very helpful. And they go and rob the tomb and then your kingdom rating plummets. Not too good. So we're trading here with Abu. I believe 3 traders will come through. I'm not too sure. Let's just actually find out. Employees needed, that's fine. Yes, so there's 3 traders from Abu. So we should be able to get rid of all of this stuff very quickly and start making some profit. What's that unemployment like? 12 missing workers. That's not too good. I think it's time to evolve this house. So we're going to go with this one first. And we can put down the juggler school there. And we can put the conservatory right there. And they'll go off down here. And this is a good thing. It doesn't matter where this is. These will get access because they will pass through by destination walker. Which is exactly what we want to see. And there we go. Sweet, sweet money off of papyrus sales. So we sold 1,500 papyrus. Not too bad. We should be able to sell all of this pottery. How much have you bought? 100 pottery. Well, that's not too good. We've not sold as much as I expected. But there we go. Plenty of cash rolling in. I'm going to have to set up some areas to get resources closer. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to put a... Nah, that's the problem. Oops, I didn't do that. Let's actually just remove this roadblock. 1, 2, you must go to there. You're going to go and get pottery and beer. Like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this to only export when over 800 pottery. And we'll also sell beer later. But for now you can just sell all the pottery. People are moving in, that's good. They'll start to address this labour shortage we've got. These people are getting their food, that's good. So now we've got that gifting, we can now start expanding our pomegranates industry quite a bit. So let's just put down, look at that, they're going that way to go to that. I hate I had to go to the most northerly tile first. I hate that, it's actually really annoying. Actually, why do I even have this road here at all? They can just go straight down. Anyway. Farms. Let's just put a load of these down. Just put them all down like so. Yeah, you're not going right up to the top there. You can just... I don't think I can get a farm in at the top there. No, I can't. There. We're also going to put down these farms as well. So that should be more than enough to support this city. So we don't need too much more. What's our gods like actually? Ptah's getting a little upset. Let's give him an extra shrine like so. All this is all nice and done. We've got plenty of game meat in stockpile. We are selling pretty much all we can. What we sold, they're coming in to buy some more. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down, now who buys linen? It's the water trade route that buys linen, if I remember, yes. And a land trade route buys it as well, that's not a problem. Let's put this here. You're going to accept flax and linen. Let's import 800 linen, flax, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, 4 of that. So we're going to have 4 of each of the industries, and that should produce more than enough for both export and surplus. And we should be fine, because we can get plenty of the raw materials as is, so that's not a big deal. Can't sell any more pottery, so we are just going to start importing. In fact, we can just put another pavilion there, pardon me. So we'll have this as sort of an entertainment industry dump, sorry. Now you just ran out of workers, why? But what we're going to do, since this road is short, I'm going to delete that house. I'm going to move you down 2 tiles further to the south. Going to clean up some of this. And then we're going to do just a bit of tidy up here. And then we can put, well, we're going to move the 2 Ra shrines. Oops. Ra. And where else? Oh, we can just put one right there, that's fine. We'll get rid of those 2 and then we'll move position to here. And now you should be able to at least... You all could get access to this farm at these houses and you won't lose access to employees for no reason. Let's just have a look. He says... warning, poor access to workers. Should be able to go up there and touch these houses, but they're going to move in shortly anyway, which is fine. Could even put down a water supply if I want to. I'm not too sure, I'll think about that later. Anyway, our houses are evolving here. Since we've got the money, we can put down more statues, I think. I did that wrong, that was a kind of a bad mistake there. Actually no, let's undo that. And do this instead. Make them all nice and equal. There we go. So these face in and these face in. So they are getting it from the back end rather than the front end, which is fine. And we've got plenty of pomegranates coming in now. They will pass these houses and eventually get access. You know what? Screw it. I'm putting a water supply there. Can evolve these houses a little bit, which will be good. Okay, so we've got our industry set up. Exports are running, and we should be able to start selling some stuff soon. And I'll come back in once we're ready to show something. What's this? To supplement its estate stocks, Mattress Fair wants me to send 500 demons. Why 501? But we're going to send it in 2 months, so we better send that off right now. Apparently we just dropped down money from paying tribute or something. Probably the wages. I've also imported, we've got our linen being made here. I've also imported some gems as well. What's this here? This is for beer, which we're not doing just yet. Over here we've got all of this housing doing quite well. What I'm going to do is actually just put down a courthouse in all of these blocks, like so. Because we do not need these police stations. We can just tidy this up a little bit. The problem is with this block, they're so close together that I can't put one there because that will spawn on both sides. So I do have to put it on the bottom corner for it to work. Anyway, we're getting plenty of money from our exports, which is good. Now these birds will just get out of the way. There we go, 2, 3, 4. So we'll start making jewellery and we'll export that. And I think what we can also do is, since we don't have any use for it in the city, we will just sell all the linen we produce. You buy linen, I believe. There you go, you've bought all the linen, good. Again, people coming in, that's exactly what we want to see. 30 employees missing. Once we start to evolve this housing, we'll be doing good. Let's evolve that housing. Oh, this is an obnoxious event that only happens on this map. Actually, it might happen on another map as well. Anyway, due to shifting sands, a gold mine has collapsed. Our architects for palaces stop it. Just hope that the workers made it out of the mine in time. That is an obnoxious event that was carried over from Season 3 where the iron mines collapsed in that version. So annoying, I hate that event. It happens on this map and one other map, and that's about it. It's an obnoxious event that the developers put in. Don't ask why, but it's just really annoying. And we'll start to evolve these houses into spacious homesteads. Might even get them up to common residence. I'm not too sure if we'll go too high. I don't think we'll provide them with linen. I don't really want to go that high, to be honest. But yeah, we'll start to sell more goods, start getting more money. Once we get these up to spacious apartment, we will be able to start taxing them. So we'll come back in once there's some progress. Oh, actually, we can have a look at the one. So what they do is there's several processes. I haven't really shown it. They dig out dirt. So they do some stuff and then they fill it with water. I might be able to show it better in the next mission for the peaceful side actually. But they dig it out. They dig the land, dig it down to a point, fill it up to water, and then cover it up and fill it with dirt. So we do need plainstone, but we are going to need a shit ton of workers before we can consider that. So I'm going to go and set up the plainstone industry where we get more money and workers. And once we've got more workers, we'll be able to start building this. And I will probably sort of time-lapse this because it is an interesting monument. And yeah, I'll come back in later. Okay, it looks as if wages are falling throughout the kingdom. You can just see... Oh, and what else is here? Due to high winds, driving sons have obstructed the roads, completely covering them over in some spots. Merchants aren't risking losing their way in such conditions and aren't venturing out. Until the winds abate, no merchants will be able to get through by land, which is very unhelpful. You can see here I am evolving these houses. We don't have enough workers to have the plainstone industry running. I was suffering a massive labour shortage. Not too good. We are going to get... I've moved all these things around, so we've got the papyrus down here rather than up here, because I didn't have space to put down barley production, beer production here, so I've moved everything around. It's all a lot better now. Can I get a bridge just here? No. Apparently not, so it's going to be down here, which is kind of annoying to get to that island, but never mind. However, starting to provide beer to our people, we can just evolve this as well. We're just going to try and get a really good hyper evolution here. Just get them all evolving. I have increased how much it needs to be stockpiled before they sell it, so it's good. What have you done? You've sold 800 clay, 400 reeds, and bought some linen and luxury goods, which is helping to offset our imports, which is good. I feel like I might need a second dance school somewhere. I'm not too sure. That bit of water wasn't there, it'd be fine, but it's in the way, and I can't put it here because it's on the spawn point, so it's not allowed. We may just... how much papyrus we got in the stockpile? 800. Let's put this up to 800. Well, that was 600, sorry. Let's put down one scribal school and see if we can evolve it. Evolve these houses, rather, sorry. I think with this block of houses as evolved as we can, we should be able to meet this 3,500 population target. Got our prosperity, we've got our kingdom, we just need to build a monument and get our population up, but I can't build the monument until we get more workers anyway. Also, just here, Bazaar Trader did glitch a couple of times. I don't know what caused it, and I'm pretty sure even with this design it'll still happen. But these houses up here managed to get access to some food. Somehow. I'm not really too bothered trying to sort it, but if we could try and keep them contained, which they seem to be, some just very occasionally they'll spawn in the wrong place. But it's fine. So yeah, I'll just keep on going. I'll come back in once something interesting happens. Okay, so we've got our housing nicely evolved into spacious residences. Now I could, if I wanted to, bring the linen over here, but I don't think there's much point. It's better just selling it. We've got plenty, well, we've actually got tons of money. I did have to change this a little bit. Unfortunately, these dudes were going off to sell and give papyrus to these schools, and they weren't delivering reeds. They were spending all their time going across country now. So what I've done is this yard that was accepting beer and barley, I've changed it so it now accepts beer and papyrus, because beer is not actually used in anything until later. It's only a consumable item. So we can just set this to accept half beer and half papyrus, and it'll be fine. It'll always, and this will always go and deliver the raw materials without stuffing anything up. And I think we should be doing quite well. We've got plenty of game meat over here, plenty stockpile. We're just a little low. I went and did a bit of a shrine dump down here just to use up this space. So yeah, we're ready to start in the morning. So let's put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you always want to make sure there's plenty of stonemasons, otherwise everything will grind to a halt. So when these guys work, they will go out. So as you can see, they're going out to the staging area. The work camps will go and send out people to go and get the plain stones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little time lapse where we're going to build this monument. And there we go, the stepped pyramid is complete. At long last, the stepped pyramid is complete. This monument will forever stand as a testament to your abilities. I hope you like that little time lapse I did there, because I feel like for monuments like this, I will absolutely do a time lapse. But for something as boring as an obelisk or a mastaba, there's not really any point. So what's our labour shortage? Well, we've got 4% unemployment. We can just get rid of pretty much all of this. I'm going to actually replace them with work camps instead, just because that'll sap up the unemployment much easier. City is surprisingly stable on this difficulty. I'm surprised. Let's just check fire risk. Everything's nice and fine. So I was expecting it. I was given advice from BLX said saying that I probably struggle with the fires and all that, but it looks as if I'm not doing too badly. Let's just beautify this pyramid. Why not? Put some gardens around it. But we're going to destroy that. And we're going to destroy these. And delete that Carpenter's Guild. You know, let me just go and do some beautifications. I'll come back in once I've beautified this area. On the second part, I just decided, let's just leave the gardens. I don't want to spend time putting roads and all that, because I've had to delete some of this stuff as well. So now we have to address our somewhat high requirements for the burial provision. So as you can see, that says 19, but this is not ticked up, and this is not it's not got a top, a bay, whatever you call it. It's not got a pinnacle on it, so that means that the goal isn't actually satisfied. So we have to dispatch some of these things. Now we are short linen, so we're going to set this up to export when over 800. We can quickly stockpile that very easily. We've got plenty of linen production on this map. There we go, we've got all the linen we need. So Let's just have a quick saver of the city. So this is where everything pretty much is. We evolved this quite nicely, actually. Everything nicely in there. Sometimes randomly losing access to a dancer. I don't think this will supply 3 of them, but they can supply 2 in a bit, basically. And I think this looks quite nice, having this nice bustly section over here, then our industry area over here. Trading everything we need from our trade partners. How much do we get in tax? We get 4,000 in tax and about 8.5 in exports. Not too bad. We also get some money out of gold, so about 5,500 out of gold, so not too bad. It pays for pretty much all of our imports and exports. But it's time to leave this mission behind, so we're just going to take a final save. I always like to save before going into the next mission, so I've got a point for going into the next mission. And let's dispatch off all of these goods. 1,000 portrait, 500 linen, 1,000 wood, that costs a lot, 500 papyrus, and the 15 blocks of granite. And we've won the mission. Victory. That was a good monument that we built there. Let us proceed.
The feat you have accomplished is unmatched. With your wisdom, a massive pyramid unlike anything that has been seen before stretches toward the sky and guarantees immortality to our beloved Pharaoh.
Indeed it does. We can give him some satisfaction that the monument still stands to this day, although it's a bit more weathered and destroyed almost. It's still standing, the pyramid of Saqqara, it still stands, but it's a bit more weathered. You can tell it's gone through the ages. So we got a culture rating of 25, prosperity 67, fairly basic ratings. Took quite a bit of time, but we completed it on hard mode. Now if you want to go to the next mission, we've got a choice upcoming in the next mission. If you want to head to the peaceful mission of Maydoom, click on the left hand card and it'll take you there. Or if you're interested in the more militaristic mission of Celebrate Kadim, click on the right hand card and we will head off there. And the next part we're actually going to go into that choice mission. Thanks for watching, see you later folks, bye now.